Hello, good afternoon, students. I am here to teach you basic computer skills, and all of you are BBA first semester students, and our course is Basic Foundation of Information Technology, course code BBAD 1017. My name is Sandeep Sharma, and I am the course teacher for this course. And this is the basic course of computer terminologies. And in this course we are going to teach you about the basics of computer systems, what are the basic parts of computer systems, and what are the meaning and working of each computer system part. So in today's session we are going to discuss the basic computer terminologies that are mostly used in computer systems. So the objective of the session is to describe the importance of computers in today's world and to familiarize with the various terms of computer systems, to identify the main parts of a computer system, to identify the primary hardware components of a computer system. So in this session, I will describe you what is the role of computer systems and what are the areas in which computer systems are used. Also, I will tell you about various terms related to the computer systems, and then we will see what are the various parts in any computer system: hardware, software, input devices, all the devices we will discuss in brief. And then you will be able to identify various hardware components of a computer system. So students, what is a computer? As we are having a course related to the computer system, so all of you should be aware of the basic definition of computer system. So a computer system can be defined as an electronic device, and all of you must be familiar with this term that computer is an electronic device which operates under the control of instructions. So we give some instructions and we store those instructions in the memory space, and then that instruction is accepted by the computer, we call it input. Then the computer system will process that input according to the specific rules, and it will produce information which is the desired result to the user, and that will be called the output, and that can be stored in the memory for the future use also. Okay, so any computer system obviously consists of two things. It will have some hardware components as well as certain software components. So now I will simply discuss the role of computer systems, or we can say the areas in which computer systems are used. So you can see students that computers are widely used in almost every areas, in every industry, in every business you will find the role of computer systems. In publication field also computer systems are very much used. The publishers use the computer systems to publish the books, to write the contents in computer systems. And then in education field there are number of advantages of using the computer systems. We can use the computer systems to create the slides, to create the presentations, to write the notes, and online classes also nowadays going on. So all these are the uses of computer systems in education field. Also the computer systems are very much used in government sectors, in most of the government organizations, in banks, whether it is private bank or government bank, you will see computer systems are widely used. Medical field, computer systems are very much used, and you can see computer systems are used to perform various type of tests and then to see the results on the screens, on the monitors. Okay, for example ECG or any other scans the doctors are using, and then everywhere computer systems are widely used. In science field, the role of computer systems, The scientists are using the computer systems to perform various types of operations, and those computer systems are very much very fast supercomputers they are using to generate a lot of data and lot of results. And in entertainment field also, the role of computer systems can be defined because there are so many software in the market, like 3D Maya or any animation softwares are available. So all of you are aware the cartoon films or animation movies. There are so many effects which are given in the movies. So all these are done with the help of computer systems. So briefly, the role of computer system can be described in various areas, and almost you can see that all areas nowadays use computer systems to perform in a better manner. Okay, so students, now I will come to the topic parts of a computer. So as it was mentioned in the video also, that a computer system is having various parts, also called components of computer system. So we can categorize the computer system into various categories, like input devices, output devices. Then there is one very important component in any computer system which is called central processing unit or CPU. There will be a memory unit also, and there is one board which is called motherboard. It is also known as circuit board. Apart from these components, there are certain expansion cards which are there on your computer system, like video card, sound card. So these cards help the users to attach various type of hardware to the motherboard of the computer system. And there are various ports and connections available on any computer system. We are also calling them USB ports, which you already are aware of, and most of you already use USB ports. We can directly attach pen drive on the port or any mouse keyboard directly on those ports. So when we talk about input devices, students, the input devices are keyboard, mouse, and etc. Like joystick is there, light pen is there. We will discuss these input devices in another lecture. So in this lecture I am just giving you the brief introduction about the various parts of the computer systems. So input devices can be mouse, keyboard, microphone, scanners, webcam all of you know the cam which we use to capture the images, and then we can directly transfer those images in our computer system. CCTV cameras are there. Scanners we use to convert the image into the digital form so that we can store the certificates or images in our computer systems. Microphone is the mic which we use to speak, and whatever we speak it is converted into the digital form and it is stored in the computer system. So these are the basic input devices. Similarly, when we talk about basic output devices, we have monitor or else or screens. Suppose your laptop screens are there. If you are not using desktop system, we have printers, we have speakers, headphones. So all these are the output devices. I'm not going into detail because these things we will cover in the next lecture, in which I will explain in detail the working of various input and output devices. So we discussed another part of the computer system called central processing unit, CPU. So now I will define what is a CPU. So CPU is a device that interprets and runs the commands that you give to the computer system. So what it means that your computer system will require some data, some commands, then it will work on those things. and who will work on those things, who will process those things, that component is called processor, okay, or central processing unit. It is also referred to as the processor. So student, you can see the diagram of a processor on the right hand side of the slide. So you can see it is like a square chip, and it is uh, mainly of Intel or AMD. These are the companies or the major brands which are making the CPUs nowadays. So very much we see the Intel and AMD. Examples of central processing unit are like Intel i3, i5, AMD, Turon is there, and there are so many other brands which are developed by these companies, Intel and AMD. Both are having their own market, and the major market is captured by Intel. So all of you are aware of the fact that Intel is very much the main brand of processors. Next component of any computer system is the memory. So other than input devices, output devices, processor, the next very important component is called the memory unit. So what is a memory unit in any computer system? A memory is a portion where information is stored and then retrieved by the CPU. So what we mean by memory? Memory is something like a hardware on your computer system on which the information can be stored and then it can be retrieved by the CPU. So the storage can be permanent or temporary depending upon the type of memory. So there are two types of memories you can see. We have random access memory. It is also called the main memory, and which allows you to temporarily store commands and data. And one is called read-only memory. It is the memory that retains its contents even after the computer is turned off. So ROM will remain in the memory even if you switch off the computer system, while the RAM is the main memory that allows you to temporarily store the data on the computer system. So the next component in any computer system is called the motherboard. Student, it is a very important part of any computer system. It is also called the circuit board, and all the components of your computer system are attached on the motherboard. Means memory units, input units like keyboard, mouse, and output devices all are connected to the board which is called the motherboard. That's why it is given the name motherboard. It has tiny electronic circuits and other components on it. So you can see a diagram of motherboard on the right hand side, and you can see there are various chips and circuits available on that, and all the components are attached on this board. That's why this board is called motherboard. So it connects various input, output and processing devices together. So CPU, memory, hard drive, DVD drive, all the components are attached on this board. So it tells the CPU how to run, and all the components are connected to the CPU through this board. Expansion cards are also there on your computer system. So these are also part of your computer systems. You can see expansion cards are like slots, or the cards which are inserted in the slots, and the slots are present on your motherboard. So we can have video card. So video card is used to perform the video related operations like computer monitor is connected with the help of video card. And if you are using internet, then if you are connecting your computer system with other computer systems, then it is done with the card which is called network interface card. So you can see what is NIC, network interface card, and it is connected to other computers so that information can be exchanged between them. Also there is sound card, students, because with the help of sound card your microphone or other audio devices will work. So these all are the cards which are known as expansion cards, and they are inserted on the motherboards. Slots are there on the motherboard and we just simply insert the cards in those slots. Now when we talk about basic terminologies, apart from these terms, another terms that you will come throughout this course, like hardware. So what is hardware, students? Hardware refers to all the physical components of a computer system. So in simple words, I can say that all the components, physical components which you can see and which you can touch on any computer system, they come under the hardware category. So it includes all input devices, processing devices, storage devices, output devices, all type of devices, all type of memories. These are the hardware components of your computer system. So here you can see the examples of hardware like keyboard, mouse, motherboard, monitor, hard disk, cables, printer. So all these are the hardware components. Now another definition that you will come through when you basically teach about learn about the computer systems is the software. The software is also known as a set of programs, and these are the programs which are necessarily required on your computer system to run the hardware. So the hardware and the operating system together are referred to as a platform, and programs, also called applications, use this platform to perform the task. So means if you want to interact with the hardware of your computer system, you have to use certain type of software on your computer system. Software are of various types. Some programs are like writing letters, so which allow you to write the letters, doing calculations, to send you the emails. All these are coming under the software category. For example, I'm using MS Word to write the letters, I'm using the calculator software to you calculate to perform the calculations, or I'm using the email software available on my computer system. So these all are the programs or called software. Apart from that, students, if you play the video games, okay, or even if you use the WhatsApp or any other communication software, all these are under the software categories. So you use Photoshop or any other software, any other program, so we install all the programs on our computer system and then we can use them according to our requirements. Another very important part of any computer system is called the operating system, and it is the most important software on the computer system. So as now it is clear to all of you that software are the programs that are installed on the computer system to run the computer system, and one very important software is operating system. Operating system controls and manages the hardware connected to your computer system. So students, operating system, if you are not having operating system on your computer system, then your computer system will not work. This is the most important software that should be present on your computer system. When you start your computer system, then first of all the operating system will be loaded in the memory and it will start your computer system, and all the operations of your computer system are handled by the operating system. So that's why we say that it controls and manages the hardware connected to your computer system. It provides an interface that help you to interact with the computer. Means using operating system you can interact with the computer system. For example, you want to print a page, So you cannot directly ask the printer to print a page. You will issue a command through the operating system to the printer, and then printer will print that page for you. So without operating system we cannot interact with our computer system. Also it ensures that your computer is functioning properly. If any problem is there in your computer system, then it is reported by the operating system to the user. There are examples of so many operating systems in the market, and most commonly we use like Windows 7, Windows 10 nowadays. So these all are the examples of operating system. Operating system can be either text based or graphical based. Nowadays we are having operating systems which are graphical based. Earlier we were having DOS operating system, which was not a graphical based operating system. Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 8, all these are the examples of operating system, and the manufacturer of these operating system is Microsoft. All of you know MS Microsoft. So Windows is a brand of Microsoft, but other than Microsoft there is another category of operating systems which is called open source operating systems. Open source operating systems are the operating systems which are free of cost, and they are available on the internet for the downloading, whereas Windows you have to purchase. It is not free of cost. So Linux, Unix, all these are the examples of open source operating system. So students, the graphical based operating system helps you to install hardware or software on your computer system so that you can interact with those new hardware and software. So students, this is all about the first session, and in this we have just discussed the role of computer system, the definition of computer system, then various parts of computer system, and then we have seen one video also which is also available on YouTube. At that link you can also go through it, in which the various parts of computer systems are explained to you. Okay students, so this is all about this session. In next session we will discuss the input and output devices in detail. Thank you so much.